What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, look, um, we all know that the Philadelphia 76ers season has not gone as anticipated with the addition of Paul George, uh, with Joel Embiid having had previously the best season statistically of his career, with some of the other additions the Sixers have made. The further development of Tyrese Maxey, it was believed that this could be the year that the Sixers could compete with the Boston Celtics for total supremacy of the Eastern Conference. Turns out the team that will be competing with Boston appears to be the Cleveland Cavaliers, whereas the Sixers, although they've recovered a little bit as of late, they have, without a doubt, have had a disappointing NBA season. And part of that has been the production or lack thereof of Paul George. Now, although his efficiency numbers have gotten a little better over the last month or so, they're still way down from what was expected of Paul George. Now, Paul George, so far this season, is averaging 16.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.7 steals on 42.9% shooting from the floor and 37.3% from downtown and 82% from the free throw line. I mean, those are okay numbers, right? He's missed a lot of games, especially early on this year, which hurts the Sixers, obviously. And he's become increasingly brittle over the last decade or so of his career. The last time he played in 80 games or more was 2015-16, when he was still with the Pacers, when he appeared in 81 games. The last time he appeared in 70 games or more was 2018-19, when he appeared in some 77 games when he played with Russell Westbrook, the year that matter of fact, that's the year that he was at one point in time an MVP candidate. But since then, Paul George has been inconsistent when it comes to not just his level of play, but also with his availability, to the point where now, since he seems to be more and more preoccupied with off the court endeavors, including his podcast, this brings up a very interesting stat. Paul George, now this season, has more uploaded YouTube podcast clips than field goals made since joining the Philadelphia 76ers. A stunning statistic, recently surfaced showing that Paul George, as of the writing of this article comes from fadeawayworld.net, has uploaded more podcast clips, 228, than he has made field goals, 191. 191. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that just goes to show you, that his production doesn't match his contract value. He's making $49 million this year. Next year, he makes $51.5 million. The next year after that, $54 million. So I think the last year is $56 million. So this is arguably, there's some other contenders out there. I think maybe some people will say Ben Simmons is number one, but this has got to be one of the worst contracts in the history of the NBA. I'm seriously. When you look at what you're getting with Paul George, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a decent. I always thought that Paul George in his prime, at his absolute apex, was a good number two. But now he's to the point where I think on a championship team, he's like a decent number three, fringing into becoming more like a strong role player type. Like he's transitioning into becoming that. He's not a $50 million a guy player. You know, man, but I don't fault Paul George. I mean, if somebody can give you that money, wouldn't you take it? I don't fault Paul George, man. It's a bad business decision for the Philadelphia 76ers. You gotta get mad at the Sixers for that. People get mad at Paul George. Don't get mad at Paul George. Get mad at the organization. You know what I'm saying? People didn't get mad at what's his name? I don't even know if he's still in the NBA or not. Probably is. What's the guy's name, man? Tore up his ankle with the Celtics. His first game. Played with Charlotte. His name is right in my head. I just can't picture it. Played with Utah. Gordon Hayward. People didn't get mad at Gordon Hayward. That was the organization's fault for giving him those big contracts. And Charlotte won it. Michael Jordan, right? So at the end of the day, I don't get mad at them. I don't get mad at him per se. Although, you know what I'm saying, he seems to be more interested in his podcast lately than going there and participating and playing at a high level. But I mean, it is what it is. You get mad at the organization for giving him that money. I mean, because a lot of us felt like when the Sixers did sign Paul George, we saw that contract, we're like, man, did they make the right decision with that one? Pandemic P? You're paying him $50 million a year plus? I don't know about that one. You know? But yeah, man. Like I said, he seems more interested now in what he's doing off the court than on the court. And it seems like, you know, as he's at the end of his prime, that $211 million contract may be one of the worst in the history of the league, man. The Sixers, you know, might about it. They made a big mistake with this contract. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.